Hey everybody, welcome to day 225 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. Sunday, January 19th, 2025. We did not meet our sales goal today. We came close, but boom, hit the sales goal for the week. That's awesome. Yeah. All right. Kind of just came in there comfortably this week. Very happy about that. Let's see. Shipping, I did a lot of shipping today. I am reset to 0. I'm getting ready to go into our reseller reset at 8 p.m. Eastern with our Patreon group where we go through our schedules and everything for the coming week and kind of talk about what worked, what didn't work from the previous week and set up our schedules. So that gets us ready for the coming week and it kind of like resets everything to 0 as well. So joining me on the Reset to 0 challenge are Jill of Rusty Truck Relics, Jason the Santee Swapper, Judith R, Pam of Whimsy and Such, Becky of Becky Consigns, Lee of Lee Phillips 4191, and Vanessa the Diabetic Reseller. All right, guys, tonight we're going to talk about saying no. And I'm going to link up a short little video. It's a little clip of, I don't really have any idols, but the closest I come to somebody that I just really just adore, look up to is Oprah. I think it's a little over 2 minutes. It's about saying no and intentions and how all of that, kind of comes together. Saying no is a big part of setting boundaries. And you'll know that's something that I had really struggled with over the past year and really worked on. And saying no is part of that. And one night I'm going to come on here and talk about different ways to say no. Like, you'll hear the expression no is a complete sentence, but there are other ways you can say it, softer ways you can say it. But what I really want us to think about is, the things we might be saying yes to and our kind of motivation behind it. Is it because we want people to like us? Is because we want to be perceived as nice? Is it, out of a sense of obligation or duty? Why are we saying yes? What are those things we're saying yes to that we really do want to say no to? And are we giving it enough thought? Because probably not. And once you start saying no, you'll find it's a lot easier than you had initially thought it would be. Because sometimes you are giving way more thought. Let's say somebody asks you to do something for them, or they ask you to have a meeting, or, provide advice, whatever the case may be, and you say, and you have to say no, it doesn't fit with your schedule. Maybe you want to put it off a little bit. You don't have time right now, but you feel obligated. So, those first couple of times you say no are very, very challenging, very difficult, and you feel as though you are letting people down. But what happens is a lot different than that on the other side of that, when you say no. And after you do this a couple times and kind of practice it in different ways to say no, is that it's not as hard. It's not as jarring. The other person is probably not putting as much thought into it as you are. They're not going to be upset. Well, sometimes people get upset, but I think that's the vast minority of people. And, people will respect you for saying no when you legitimately don't have the time. We should definitely say no if we do not anticipate doing something instead of saying, oh, well, I'll see, I can get to it. Not sure. Sometimes like a definite no is a lot better and a lot more respectful of the other person if you have no intention of doing it or you're not really sure if you can do it. Sometimes it is actually kinder to say no right up front than to drag it on and do those things. So put in the comments some of your tips and tricks for saying no and your experience with this, because I am going to do a whole thing on different ways to say no. But I want us to think about over in the coming days, the coming weeks, about saying no to things and giving the other person the respect of saying no instead of dragging it on or giving an indefinite answer or doing something that you really don't feel like doing or aren't able to do well or commit to. All right, those are my thoughts for tonight on saying no. I will see you on day 226 of Reseller Reflections. Night, night.